we move on to discuss a full preview of the men's Olympic soccer match day 1. Some fabulous games coming up. Interesting ties all over the place. It's interesting. Usually Olympics in the past, when it came to the group stage match days, obviously match day 3 always has consecutive or concurrent games because of the the match fixing probability and all that. But in these Olympics, in the Olympics in the past, you had sort of like a weird schedule for match day 1 and 2. These Olympics is kind of simple in the fact that 2 teams play in one time slot, 2 teams play in the next, another 2 teams play in the third, and another 2 teams play in the fourth, all concurrent games. Usually you get this weird schedule where you have a match kick-off, and then you have another match kick-off 30 minutes later, and then you have another match kick-off 2 hours later, then another match kicks off 30 minutes later, and it's this really, really weird schedule. But this time around, they've decided to make it a little bit more simple for us viewing fans. 2 games at a time, 4 time slots, simple. And honestly, I do like that a little bit more because it's just hard tracking, 30 minutes, I got to turn on this game right here. In another hour, it's time to put this game right here. Now you just have 2 games going on at one time. You can focus on 2 games at a time, have one on one screen, have one on another. Focus on those, next game, next time slot, which makes it a little bit more simple. A little bit more simple. That's the correct way for it. But yeah, just talking about some of these games kicking off. So Guinea taking on New Zealand. Kickoff will be at Stade de Nice. Interesting game going on there. The 2 other groups that are not in the France and USA group. This is comprised of New Zealand, who in terms of footballing history, out of that Oceania, they made some World Cups, all of that. Olympic Games, they were actually, the best result was at the Tokyo Olympics. They actually ended up reaching that quarterfinal. The Tokyo Olympics, Guinea will have the likes of Naby Keita, who's an overage player for the national team, and he will actually be the flag bearer for Guinea at the Paris 2024 opening ceremony, which is interesting because the USMNT was not even allowed or won't be allowed to be at the Paris opening ceremony because of the fact that they have a game next day. Well, Naby Keita will be the flag bearer for Guinea at the Paris 2024 opening ceremony. That was very interesting. Maybe they have a game closer in there. Maybe have a game closer in to where the opening ceremony will be. But you also have the likes of Iliax Moriba playing part of this Guinean national team. He is a Guinean professional forward. He plays as a central midfielder for RB Leipzig. He was actually at Barcelona. He was actually at Barcelona a few years ago. Got a few caps there. He was on Valencia on loan for a few seasons, and then Gaddafi on loan. Now he's back at Leipzig. So a player with some real quality, and there's the combination of him and Naby Keita, it will make it a little bit tricky when they take on the US. So yeah, these are 2 decent teams, and obviously the winner of this game will probably be the biggest threat to the US in terms of getting out of the group. So as a USMNT fan, this is a big game to watch. But yeah. Move on. So obviously France take on USA. The French Olympic team has won 3 and lost 1 of their previous 4 Olympic games against CONCACAF teams. And they actually, last time they played, they lost 4-1 against Mexico, 4-1 last year at the Olympic Games. But this is a totally different team, much more loaded, and it's very exciting to see what this team can do. Gianluca Busio, when speaking about this game, I believe we can do something special. We have very talented young players. We have guys playing in Europe and MLS all over the world. I think we're not as talented as any other national team or as any other team. Thierry Henry, speaking about this game, for sure pressure is there because of what France has done in recent years. So the pressure is there from the moment you pull the shirt on. You owe it to yourself to represent your country well. Now we have Argentina who take on Morocco. Argentina will be coached by Javier Mascherano, who's actually won an Olympic gold medal twice, playing in the 2004 Olympics and the 2008 Olympics. That 2008 Olympics, he actually won with Messi. This is a star-studded game in my opinion. You have the likes of Nicolas Otamendi, Julian Alvarez, Thiago Alameda, all playing for Argentina, while Morocco have the likes of Hakim Ziyech playing for them as an overage player. So fabulous game, fascinating game. Really the game between the two top teams in this group, in my opinion. Both teams with real quality. This game will be played in Saint Etienne. Real quality game. When Alvarez was talking about this this Olympic moments, he said, Mascherano called me and I said yes to playing at the Olympics. I had to talk to my club. We had some back and forth and they let me go. It's the only thing I've yet to win, and obviously it's a privilege to play in it. So yeah, this will be a fascinating game. Some real quality all over the pitch. Argentina are definitely the favorites. In my opinion, Argentina are the biggest threats to France to getting these gold medals at these Olympic Games. There's some real quality in this team. There's also some experience. I think they have leadership in terms of their head coach, a player that's done it. He also was able to do it at the Olympic Games twice, so he kind of knows how this goes. So yeah, exciting to watch that game. Iraq took on Ukraine. Iraq has actually never lost their opening match at the Olympics. They've won 3, they've drawn 2. They've actually had some fascinating performances at the Olympic Games. They drew against Brazil, the host Brazil in 2016, a team that had Neymar, Marquinhos, Rafinha, Alcantara, Thiago's brother. Some very good players on that team, and Iraq was able to hold them in Brazil. They've also had other fabulous performances at the Olympic Games. They were able to defeat Portugal with Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, a 19-year-old Ronaldo in the 2004 Olympics in Athens. They were able to defeat him there and defeat the Portugal there. So, and it's weird. They've had this Olympic success, but they've never really turned that success for the national team. Haven't done much in terms of the Asian Cup. Haven't reached the World Cup in my lifetime. So yeah, Ukraine, they're making their Olympic debut. They qualified by reaching the semifinals of the U23 of the European Under-21 Championship. And obviously they don't have their best young players like the likes of Mikhailo Modric, but this is a team with some quality, with some players playing domestically, with some players playing in other teams in Europe. So fascinating to watch this game take place. Spain take on Uzbekistan. Now I'll have to be honest, I don't have much knowledge over Uzbekistan, but they're making their first appearance at the men's Olympic football tournament. So a great way for them to start this new generation of Uzbekistani players. Then Spain actually made the silver medals of the last Olympic Games. This is a team with quality in there. Fernin playing from Barcelona, Eric Garcia playing from Barcelona, Pau Cubarsí playing from Barcelona. Also have some overage players of the likes of Sergio Gomez. So interesting team. They've won 6 and lost 1 of their last 7 Olympic Games against Asian teams. This is a Spain team with real quality, real ability. Also another threat to the France to winning the gold medal. I believe they're probably the 3rd best team at these Olympic Games. This is a team, real quality all around. Obviously they're Spanish, so they're all technically gifted players. They're all gifted at the ball. They kind of play the same similar style of play as the Spain senior team. And it's going to be fascinating to watch. I expect them to handle this game. And this game is also going to be played at the Parc des Princes in Paris. A big stage game. Don't think they're going to necessarily fill out the stadium because that's going to be hard, but it's still going to be an interesting game. Santi Denies, the Spanish national team coach, speaking about this game, said, "We have to dream big, but we need to take it step by step. We're really focused on the opening game against Uzbekistan, getting the 3 points. We know about the teams we're up against after that and how difficult it will be." Egypt, next game. Egypt taking on Dominican Republic. Egypt actually has an amazing history at these Olympic Games in terms of always being there. They've made the most appearances by an African team at the Olympic Games. This is 13 participations for them. They constantly make it in my lifetime of watching Olympic soccer. They're always involved. and they actually have the experience of a guy, of an overage player, of Mohamed Al Nani, that's played at a top club at Arsenal. So he'll be in there being the conductor of that team. Real young, talented team of Egyptian, real quality. They weren't able to get all their guys, but still, in terms of the domestic guys, they were able to get some of the class. This game will be playing on Nantes. Dominican Republic, they're making their first ever appearance at the Olympic Games. They qualified by finishing as runner-ups at the Men's U20 Championship in 2022. They actually, finished above Mexico. So Mexico will not be here, and they were able to get it over Mexico. They're going to have the likes of Junior Firpo representing them at these Olympic Games. As an overrated player, if y'all remember him, he used to play at Barcelona. Now he's at Leeds. Really, really good player. And he's a hybrid left back, center back. So it's interesting to see how Ibai Gomez, the Dominican Republic coach, fits him in there. Japan take on Paraguay. In my opinion, one of the more high quality games of this group stages. Japan, they always have it about them. They're always a high quality team. They always have about them in this Olympic Games. They actually did not take a single overage player. They've made the most participants in this tournament for over every other Asian nation. 12th overall, 8th in a row. And then Paraguay is a team that has some real quality. They're taking the likes of Julio and Ciso into this tournament. He was able to get the clear from Brighton. So yeah, there's some real quality in this game. Paraguay will play an intense up and down game. In Japan, they always have that quality. They play that sort of Brazilian-esque sort of style of play, real quality and real character and courage in terms of how they play. And then final game, Mali take on Israel. Now Mali are featuring at this tournament only for the second time. They played their first one in Athens 2004, where they actually were able to reach the quarterfinals, but then they lost against Italy. Israel's only previous time that they played an Olympic game against the African team was in 1968 when they took on Ghana 5-3 against in 1968. This game will also be at the Parc des Princes in Paris. Will be playing the same time as the French game, so French USA game. So yeah, fascinating to watch how that goes down.